Right, ladies and gentlemen, knife porn. To say I'm utterly gobsmacked would be sort of an understatement. There's a little story. I think I'll title this video "My Beautiful Knife." As we all know, in the mud, a while ago, Keith 0 pence took a knife for me and repurposed it. That was an old butcher's knife that's been in my family for many years. And again, that is it is sharp, but not razor sharp, because what I wanted to do was get 2 sheaths made for my knives. And I been chatting to a guy for a while, and I think you all know him. He's well known within the community, and he does like sort of leather work. And I wanted a leather sheath for this to do it justice. As you know, Keith, I'm mightily impressed with the work you did on that, mate. And Martin's just had a bit of a waz with that as well, and I think he's suitably impressed, mate. I will need to put a little bit more of an edge on that, but you don't send somebody a knife to make a sheath with and sharpen it up beforehand. So that's what's needed on that. So the guy, I know he's done a few bits for other people, sort of a little bit like me, you know, just does bits and bobs rather than does it as a job or so forth. And I approached Andy Sparks to see if he could do me a sheath for this, like, you know. There was some chat, went backwards and forwards, and I even sent him a couple of pictures of something like I wanted, if that makes sense, to give him some sort of idea. And you know, on that, as with me, was you know, work your magic, you know. That's basically what I want, and what I really wanted was just a leather sheath, nothing flash, nothing too fancy, something really functional. And a price was agreed, money was exchanged, and knives were posted off. And then later on, I get a package in the post, and I open it up. And yeah, a little bit of science. I don't think I've got the words to say, but Andy's made me a sheath, and I think I'm going to show you that now. And I just, well, I would imagine that everybody else is going to be a bit gobsmacked like I was, because all I wanted was a leather sheath, nothing flash, nothing too fancy, very functional. And what I got back, and I will put the knife back in it, just excuse me while I'm not in shot. As far as I'm concerned, is a full-on top of the range leather sheath, and I'm just gobsmacked by the quality. What I asked for was a flap that comes over, and just so we're under no illusions, that thing is never ever coming out of there. It's held in by friction, and it comes in and out. I asked for a sheath that comes over and fixes. I don't think you're going to get close enough to see how the quality of this work, but the beautiful red stitching all the way along, double stitching, everything's brassed on it. Obviously a drop lanyard, you know, so you can get your bits and bobs on there, and it'll go on your belt. It's all a bit new, everything's brand new. Now I'm going to try and bring this a bit closer. Oh, sorry, everything's reversed on here, just so you can see the absolute beautiful embossing on this. You know, it's got all that pattern on the leather that goes all the way over, all the way round, the stitching to my first loop, and it's got the dangler system. This embossing is all the way down here, all the way around. And I can't remember, Andy, if I said about a fire steel, mate, but when it came back, this isn't my fire steel, this is the fire steel is included with the knife as it's come back, and I'm, you know, kind of amazed. Normally they stick them out the side and so forth, but I'll take this off so you can see it. That's a brilliant fire steel in itself, and I've had that waz, and it does do. Try and get this a little bit. What Andy's done is that goes through the first set of leather, and it's fully waterproofed and sewn to the back side, so it's literally standing proud of the sheath, and hopefully you can see the quality of that stitching, even round. So it's got a small little hole there, a drain hole. How you can describe yourself as an amateur or you know, leather maker, mate, Andy, I don't know, mate. That is absolutely stunning bit of work, mate. I was truly gobsmacked. Not really sure what sort of words to use. That's a thing of beauty. And hope, obviously, Zero Keith, obviously I've done your knife pad that you repurposed for me, mate, and got it into a nice sheath. As I said, my beautiful knife. Even included a fire steel that I did mean to send one, mate, but just, you know, absent-minded me, and that's how it's come back. Hopefully that's being shown to good effect. Beautiful dangler system. Everything's brass, every rivet, every buckle, every press stud. And as I say, that's never coming out of there until you pull it out. And this left me with a bit of a problem, to be perfectly honest, because it would be rude of me to mention the price that we agreed on. But I never expected nothing like this, mate. To say that's over and above what I expected, well, hopefully the tone of my voice will tell you that I'm just utterly impressed, mate. I know you have a full-time job, but I would expect this that sort of quality for, you know, like people that do that professionally, mate. And in fact, I think you put, you know, extra work in it. I never knew there was going to be any of this embossing, mate, and all that you know, the inlay work around here, and you've even got the small details even on the old the dangler system and that, mate. So it'd be rude or crass of me to sort of discuss what price we agreed on, mate, but then that leaves me a problem. Now, I know you're a gentleman and you'll go, oh, we agreed on this and that was the price, that's how it's going to be. Somebody with dogs there. But there's no way, mate, I can sort of, I feel like I've kind of robbed you, if that makes sense, mate. And I know you'll come back with, well, you know, wanted to do a nice job and all that type of stuff, mate. So herein lies my problem, and I've had a little think about it, and I've decided what I will do, mate, is and again, a measure of how impressed I am is, I've still got your PayPal address, mate, from the first time. So what the money I agreed for this knife and this leatherwork, mate, which I never had any expectation it would turn out like this, mate. Okay, I think anybody in the bushcraft community would be like well chuffed to have a sheath for their knife like that. I mean, even the fire still come back. I didn't, you know. Hopefully you don't take this as rude or whatever, mate, but just as a measure of how impressed I am, we agreed a price for that work there, mate. Yeah, I think I've actually robbed you, and I think a lot of people, well, I know Keithers Martin, who's just over the way there, would totally agree, mate. So here lies what I'm going to do, mate, and hopefully you know, you won't take this in the wrong way. I have a mind to, and what I will be doing tonight is I'm going to double your money on this, mate. That old Leslie Crowder, that horrible game show, double your money on this, okay? So I'm going to resend you exactly the same as we first agreed on, mate. Now if you think that's not right or that's not wrong, I know you got a, you know, similar, you know, to me, like, you know, a deal's a deal and all that. I feel I'm truly robbing you, mate. So tonight when I get home, I will PayPal to your address exactly the same money that we agreed, and I've got a little fault in my head here, so you can't kind of refuse or whatever. So that same amount of money will be credited to your account, and just as a suggestion, mate, I can't tell you what's what, but I know obviously you've got a daughter when she comes out in the woods with you, so that I'll PayPal the same amount over, mate. And what I'd kind of, well, a suggestion, just rather than you saying, oh no, a price was agreed and all that type of stuff is, mate, I'll PayPal the money over, so I'm going to double the money I agreed to pay for that, mate, and there's no two ways about it. I still think I'm on the winning side by you know, a large mile, mate. And obviously it's coming up to Christmas, so what I'd like you to do, or a suggestion, mate, is put the money that I'm now going to PayPal over in your daughter's Christmas box, mate. I suppose you could get her something, but you know, like these the youngsters today, they want the iPads and the flash, you know, number 15 or 16 iPhone or what, you know, just put it towards something, either a bigger present, mate, or something like that. So Andy, I mean, I'm that impressed with your work, mate, and I'm just going to have to, I can't take that off you for the original sum that we agreed, mate. So I'm going to PayPal you the money, and hopefully you'll take that in the right way, mate, and take it as, wow, I'm that impressed by the quality of your work, mate. I can't stop playing with it, it goes beautiful. And you know, there's a little thing I think we can both agree that, and I can't think of, you know, what else to say, mate, of how chuffed I am with this. But anyway, that's what I'm going to do. When I get in tonight, I'll PayPal exactly the same money as we agreed back over to you, mate, and if you can stick that into your daughter's Christmas fund, mate, or you know, buy something, I don't know, something like that, mate. That little idea come from sort of well, I just didn't know what to do, and Mrs. Tightwad come up with that, and she says if you want to argue, you can argue with her, mate, yeah, because seriously, doesn't matter what I think or anybody else. Mrs. Tightwad thought that was absolutely beautiful, and she loved that, especially all the embossing on that. She said it must have taken you days and days to do, and I think it probably blinking did. But anyway, she said, like, oh, if you won't take the extra money, or you know, pay him double what you agreed, then you can have an argument with her about it. And obviously, speaking from historic and experience here, mate, you'll need you know, like a Kevlar helmet, not a tin helmet, a Kevlar helmet, gum shields, you know, them the boxing masks and that, mate. No, but seriously joking, I'm impressed no end with that knife, mate. And Keith, hopefully that'll make you smile, mate, that obviously I really respected your work and your knife, and I've gone away and again got somebody who doesn't do it sort of full-time or a business and type stuff like that, so there really is the personal touch on that sheath that will always house that knife, mate. Absolutely impressed no end, Andy, with your work there, mate. So thank you very much, mate. And you know, I'm going to do that. I'm going to double the money, and you can, you know, get your little girl something with it, mate. You know, and I won't feel right, mate, if I don't do something like that, because that is just far and you know, exceeds any expectations that I had, mate. And it's absolutely beautiful. And obviously, Mark Smith, I've now got my own bit of leather to sniff, mate, so I don't have to keep prolonging your Jack Law. Mark's just rolled up there. So Mark Smith, I'll be no longer sniffing your leather and your knife, because I've got my own, thanks to Andy Sparks there. So Andy, I'll leave it there, mate. Thank you very much, mate. And to say, well, when you get across when somebody does your job and that, and you agree a price, and you say, well, I'm just not happy, I haven't paid you enough, mate, I'm going to sort of double that, mate, and I still think I'm on the winning side there, mate. So thank you very much, mate. That'll be a treasured possession. So ladies and gentlemen, sorry for waffling a bit there, but my beautiful knife. And again, thank you very much, Andy. Cheers, mate.